fireworks here at the Sarah Mensah Auditorium. Good evening, cherished viewers, and welcome to our semi-final review show. My name is Isaac Kwejokrain, your host. For today's review, I am joined by Angeli Ratot, a former contestant of Tamale Senior High School. I also have Aaron Ishun, social media team member, Prime Time, and I have the social media team lead at Prime Time, Anthony Adiaba Weming. Welcome, gentlemen and lady.
Thanks, Isaac. It's great to be here.
I didn't hear from you.
So thank you.
Thank you. All right. So the National Science and Maths Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Absa Bank and supported by Joy News, Well, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Airtel Tigo, GNPC, Dano Mill, Newmont Ghana, Academic City University College, Accra College of Medicine, Zipline, Studio HT, and YFM. This is a primetime production. Let the saints say. Once again, welcome, gentlemen and lady.
Thank you, Isaac.
Ladies first. How has today been for you, my dear?
Today has been phenomenal.
Phenomenal,
It has
mesmerizing.
Yes, very interesting contest, very good performance.
All right. Aaron, how has today been for you?
Roller coaster. I think people have to duplicate Cristiano Ronaldo's iconic celebration.
But people get customized songs. So I heard some people singing, "We are serving a living God who is able to."
I think it's just a
one
remix
tune
of
that
the
is
old song from last year.
That is repeated. All right.
Rightly so.
Hey, Adiaba, how has the program been for you today?
Today was very topsy-turvy,
Sure.
1 minute you are in the lead,
It's a word.
and then the next minute you are 9 points behind.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see that progress. So I enjoyed all the contests today. Some were a little disappointing, but definitely very good showings from all the schools. The semifinals are not easy at all, and I'm proud of the performance of all the contestants today. And I think whatever happens, they should all keep their heads high.
Yeah, especially Kumasi High.
Oh.
Okay, so today we had 3 contests among 9 competing schools. So the first contest was among Abetifi Presby SHS. They had 49 points, and Fansipim School had 41 points. Prempeh College had 43 points. 40, so I've interchanged.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Prempeh College had 49 points, and Fansipim School had 41 points, and Abetifi Presby SHS Abetifi had 43 points. Okay, we had contest 2. St. James Seminary had 35 points. Kumasi High Senior High School, had 8 points, and Presec Legon had 51 points. The last contest we had St. Augustine's College having 22 points. Adisadel College had 45 points, and Opoku Wari School had 33 points.
Yeah.
Ratod, good. I want you to talk about the first contest, Abetifi Presby SHS, and Fansipim School, and Prempeh College.
Okay, so for that particular contest, everybody thought that the reigning champions would have it very easy. But nobody expected that at a certain point it would be like an open contest. And it got to a point where it was like anybody's game.
Good.
Because all the schools did so well. Some schools picked up later in the second half, and then they really gave the reigning champions a tough time.
All right. Ishen, Abetifi Presby SHS, and Fansipim School, and Prempeh College.
So, if you go back, I'm smiling because I
know,
mean,
right?
People were saying, "Oh, Vaspen came into this contest 50 what points, and Prempeh were struggling." And I told them, if we would go back to my numbers game and my history games, I'll tell you that Prempeh, the last time they met in Fanspen, it was a soft work thing.
A done deal.
And they came back, and considering this Fanspen team who has roamed about all over, been to 1-8, 2019, 2020, 2021, I mean, but for me, I mean, what I expected to see is what happened. I'm not surprised, right? But I think this is some sort of warning, a message for Fanspen coming into next year.
Sure.
Because for some time now, Fanspen became that puppy in the NSM
That
where
everyone writes on.
exactly.
Sure.
But they've sent a message this year, and I think that's okay. But Charlie, we have to give it to the BTV Presby guys. Very solid performance. They never give up. And I think that I can't confirm, but I think this is a perception that at a point when you start getting your questions wrong, I think it kills your spirit or your morale, right? But these Abetific folks still kept on going till the last round. So, am I surprised? No, I knew Prempe. I felt Prempe will qualify. Yeah, so
Okay.
for me, that's it.
Adiaba, I felt that Abetifi Presby starting the contest, they were a bit jittery, having been sandwiched by Fansepem School and Prempeh College.
I think it was normal for that to happen. This was their first time at the semi-final stage. I mean, for a school to come that far and reach the semis and even finish with the marks that they did, just getting to the semi-final alone.
Charlie, the one leg was there.
Was an achievement for them. So, as I said earlier, like, incredible performance. They managed to calm themselves. You could see that they were jittery and nervous in the beginning.
That cost them the contest.
Not necessarily. Sometimes you have to cut your losses, but sometimes we are in the Absamani zone.
Sure.
So you have to lose gracefully. Getting into the final round, the pecking order changed at the end of the final round because they were losing, but they had to, amass more points and get more Absamani in the Absamani zone. So I think that's the thing that a lot of people fail to understand when, like, a school that has no chance of winning is trying to get riddles. It's not about winning or losing at some point. At some point, you accept your fate, but then you push hard for some small points,
Okay, Ratod. Ratod, how many times would I get your name wrong? Well, if Abetifi Presby had started the contest with that mentality, wouldn't they have gone through?
Honestly, sometimes it's not really about mindsets. If you don't know the question, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. So the mindset helps, but if the question that you were expecting didn't come, and then you get questions that
you expect some questions.
Of course, when we are studying, there are questions that are like, God, please let this come. There are areas that every contestant knows that if I get maths questions, sir, I'm going to kill it. If I get chemistry, I'm going to kill it. So when you're studying, you obviously expect, and studying the trend of the quiz over the years, you can sometimes predict the caliber of questions that would come. So if you come to the, especially semi-finals, where it's getting very, very tough compared to the other rounds, you're just expecting that what you study would actually come. But if what you study didn't come, no matter the mentality you have, you still, get it wrong.
You want to talk about
I want to just pitch in that, especially for that first contest, all three schools got the Prudential Life Insurance,
yes.
NSMQ Star. That's one of the things where you see that their math was very good. So when the problem of the day was a math question, all three schools excelled. So this is where, when the questions play to your strengths, your marks are high. You see, in the second contest, they all got 0. That means that for the three schools, I think it was a physics question. The physics wasn't their strong suit, so when the question threw them off, none of them could get it. So,
all right, Ashon, let's go to St. James Seminary SHS, Kumasi High School, and Presec Legon.
Okay, once again, another done deal. Why were you guys surprised actually? Like,
Is
are you
it
guys
done
surprised? Yeah, because
so did we have a repeat of Akraka and Pope Jones?
certainly. Just that Kumasi High went down the drain, and I don't know what happened. I think, as Anjali was saying, sometimes you expect certain questions and it doesn't go your way, because for them to have gone that low, that was very shocking and very surprising. If you check their previous contest, if they had very low marks in their previous contest, then you'd come into this conversation saying that, okay, you didn't really expect them to do much. But these are guys who from day one have been doing so much. Also, let's not forget about their record going to the semi-finals. They go. They are regulars at semi-finals 2017. They kicked Wesley Girls out. I mean, these are people who perform very well. So for them to have perform the way they did in the true or false round. Let's be fair, they didn't perform so bad in the rounds
Preceding
leading up
rounds,
to
sure.
the true or false. It was the true or false round. And today, I don't know what actually happened. I know we'll get there, but then there's been a lot of sensational and dramatic issues with the true or false, and we saw that in the
But
final.
Presec had only one wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't surprised. I mean, Presec were
Presec
meant.
put up the
Yeah, but the perform and St. James, right? St. James also did very well. I mean, for me, what I admired through this the first and second contest were the not giving up spirit of the losing schools. Even the final contest, you know, that was very because we as human beings, Charlie, when things are not going, you feel frustrated, and sometimes you are even forced to make certain mistakes. Which so one Presec winning wasn't a surprise. I knew they were. I had a feeling. Check the points leading up to this place. The only tough opposition they felt they met was Asanteman. Now there's this interesting theory that with the seeded schools in the NSMQ, when they come, their first contest is a bit shaky. Fair
But
enough.
it was true.
Exactly, and that thing has been there's evidence for that. But when they go into the competition, when they move further in the competition, that's when you see. So they not really doing well in the first contest was okay.
Right.
They now warmed up into the competition and they showed everybody, Charlie, they are the blue folks, right? They say they don't say the blue magicians again, so they are
What
the
did they
Christian,
say?
they are the Christian
Christian
gentlemen
gentlemen, sure.
at Medina.
At Medina Harvard. The first contest, we had a perfect score for the
third round.
third
Prudential
round.
Life Insurance.
And the second contest, we had 0 scores. What happened?
As I said, it's about the specialties. See, people, for most of the contestants on the show, they are very good in one area and then they have fairly good strengths in the other areas.
So that's why we have bonding and pairing.
Yeah, that's why the schools bring, maybe someone is good in this area and someone else can balance him out with this area or balance them out with that area. So when there's a problem of the day, especially problem of the day is a big gamble. If it's in a field, in an area that you've never heard of, there's nothing you can do.
If you know, you know.
If you know, if you don't know,
If you don't know, you don't know.
The girls that get it. Yeah, so I think that for the first question, even from the speed race, we could tell that when there were math questions, it was about who could solve it faster, not that who knew or who didn't know.
Yeah.
But for the second contest, when the physics question came, physics is a field that these formulas and these theories that some people have come up with somewhere, if you don't know about that particular one and you don't know the formula for it, and they even give you all the variables you need to solve it, once you don't have certain information already, there's nothing you can do. And unfortunately, that's what happened in the second contest.
Okay, let me take some comment from Twitter. This is coming from Nanaya Setre. He says, "Congrats, Aliwa Black and White." Aliwa Black and White is
At this school.
At this school, the Zebra Boys. Well, okay. Nora Sosu says, "Per second, they take NSMQ more seriously than WASI. Watch out for more from the Blues." Rathod, is it true that Presec takes the NSMQ more seriously than WASI? Because they do well in the WASI too.
Honestly, I can't see that they take one more seriously than the other, but all I know is that they have found a way to find the balance and they are doing well consistently,
in
which
both
is
areas,
which is a good thing.
All right, so talk about St. Augustine's College, Adisadel College, and Opogowari School.
That contest was full of surprises. But I think even judging from the Twitter poll, everybody had written Adisadel College off.
Completely off.
And truth be told, I had also written them off. But they have done it again, as they have done in previous years. They have finally made it to the finals. Because there are so many times Adisco made it to the finals that no one really expected that they would go.
All the times they've made it to the final, nobody
No,
expected it.
you were talking about
Malam.
Malam qualification. Enlighten us with the Malam qualification.
So, was it yesterday? I was giving a very interesting data,
Analogy,
right?
okay.
So, 2016, 2016 they won, right? Even that one, the first contest, they won with a point. some giddy giddy clutch moment.
Takashi.
Now 2017 they came. Oh, I forgot about it. But 2017 was a bit of a Malam issue there. 2018, another Malam situation. 2019 they couldn't go because they were dropped. Then Augasco represented the central region here in the finals. 2020, Adesadel qualified with 21 points. The second school was 20. Now let me tell you something interesting. When Adesadel wins with low points, it's not because they are at 21 and the second person is at 50. No. 21, 20. In the year they beat Mfanspem to go to the finals, that was 2018. They had 48, yeah, thereabout. And Mfanspem had 40. So Adesadel hasn't. They are not known to be high scorers. In fact, this contest is one of the contests where they actually gap their opponents, right?
Yeah.
So people never believed in them. Now, let me tell you something. My heart went for St. Augustine's. Yeah. From previous contests and previous performance, I wanted awards to win. But something behind me was telling me, Charlie, these are disco boys. The moment they get to the semi-finals, they make it. And yesterday, on the spaces, I kept on mentioning Malam. And when they got to the second round, when you told me, hey, there got be 5, I told him, Malam, they come. I don't know the kind of person at Disco sees. I don't know the kind of Malam, if they do have it. I don't know. But see, Adisco teachers, please give me their number. Because this is mind blowing. You don't expect Adisco to win. Even when the contest started, they weren't winning. But do you know the number of points people expect in the first round? For them to actually chase them in the second round, even in the second round, Adisco was still getting points. Sure. To chase them in the second round, a very shambolic problem of the day. Then, true or false, Anderson comes in. Everybody is thinking Anderson is a super sub. Now, I told him something. I said, we wanted to make another Newton. No, Newton comes in one. So you don't create another Newton for yourself. Anderson, I don't know if it was the pressure, because people were expecting him to do something when he was coming. Tikunu,
and the
whole place. And I think one day, right, we should talk to these guys and ask them. And she is here. She can tell you the year she met St. Augustine's College, it was up to the last round. St. Augustine's had a lot of folks there. This was Accra, so a lot of St. Augustine's boys were there. Sometimes I think we underestimate the kind of pressure these folks go through, and I think that's what happened to the Tikunu guy. He was forced to play nonsense, as we say in football, and he fumbled, and by the time he caught up, then the zebras had crossed the path.
Look at the fan base, the support base that OAS brought to this place. Did it contribute in any way to the determination of the contest?
My boss Stephen says this all the time. The contest is not won down there; it's won on stage.
Upstage, yeah, upstage.
Quick one there. If it's about fans, like Presec
winner, I know, right?
Contest.
But yeah, the pressure is definitely real. It's a two-sided situation. It's two sides of the coin.
But sometimes doesn't it make you feel comfortable, like you are home, like in football?
No.
But if you are performing, see in football, when your energy is down, you rely on energy to perform. In the NSMQ, it's about questions and answers.
Intellectual ability.
Whether you have energy or not, if you don't know it, you don't know it. You can't use morale to answer a riddle on the first clue. You can't. That's the first thing a lot of people don't get. So I enjoy the drama sometimes. There are lots of disruptions sometimes. But when you are disrupting the contest, sometimes your contestants are intimidated by the kind of support they have, because if they disappoint all these people, at some point, some of the UAS
so they become double-minded.
We're leaving. And it's not nice when you're on stage, you're putting up the best of your abilities, and the people you expect to have your back then become disappointed and start walking away. So I think that I don't think the support had something to do with the performance necessarily, but it would have been nice if they had stayed there. Because I think Augasco and Adisco came together at some point, and even when they would get the questions,
that was very surprising.
Oh, that's
normal if you school in the central region.
Adisco and Augasco have this brotherhood that no matter what.
But that was beautiful. Because they merged and started.
Especially in a faraway place, you go to your friend when you're in a strange land, until you can amass your own numbers. So it was nice to combine like that. I like that.
All right. Ratod, who impressed you? I asked you earlier and you said it was too early. So now, who impressed you?
Before I talk about who impressed me, I'd like to add something
Add something.
Yes. So you remember the last time I was on the show, I mentioned this thing about supporters.
Okay.
To be very honest, speaking from my past experience as a contestant, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Like, every student is different, okay? There's a certain environment every student needs. The NSMQ itself, being in the semifinals alone, is a huge pressure. Because everybody wants to go to the finals. I mean, who wants to come to NSMQ just to reach
Semifinals?
Okay, some people want to be seeded, but everybody aims for the trophy, you know. So you already have your own personal expectations. You have old boys. You have your own teachers who have put their sweat.
Your mother and father.
Your
Parents.
your parents, you want to make everybody proud. Because honestly, training for the quiz, it's not how people think. It's not a 9-day wonder or it's just something that you do in 1 month. There are people who have trained from the quiz right from their first year in high school. So you have like so many years of dreams, so many years of hard work, and you want to come and display. Then you come on stage. You're already hot because you know you're in the semi-finals. The questions are not going to be easy. You don't even know whether what you study is going to come or not. Then you come and meet an entire auditorium packed with
full
people,
of you.
full of noisemakers. Let me use the word noisemakers because that's
Okay,
what
let me take this comment from Twitter. I have Bernard Asante Edu who says, I don't know why people have been underestimating Prempeh from the start of this competition. This will be our 4th final in the past 7 years, and we've won it in the last 3. Today there was a record that was broken and a new record set. Adisadel College had been in
4 successive finals, yeah.
and now, okay.
So now they are on par with
Presec.
Presec is now on par with Adisco actually.
All right.
But knowing Presec, I'm sure they want to have all the records in this
I know,
competition.
right? Let's talk about the grand finale on the 26th. Yes.
So I think the first bit of information for our fans is that the closing ceremony will start at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. Sure.
We all know how we love the speeches that our sponsors give and the recap of the show.
Yes.
We just, it's nice to wait to see who will win, but it's also nice to close the program beautifully. So we entreat our fans to be a little patient with us. But in the coming days, in the next, I mean, this evening or tomorrow, the information might drop on more information on the finals, but it's definitely on Wednesday, the 26th of October. The closing ceremony will start at 2 p.m. The contest will happen at the Great Hall, KNUST.
Sure.
But I think the seats will be allocated based on the qualifying school. So if you want to get good seats in the house, you have to start calling
your friend,
you have to start, making the phone calls now because it's always a packed auditorium and fans can expect the very best from prime time and
Sure, most definitely.
Yeah.
Ratod, let's go into Prempeh College, Presec, and Adisco.
Who do I think will win?
Yes, please.
Please, I'm Team Presec all the way.
Presec all the way.
Yeah.
Hey, usually, get our alaya for Presec.
No.
All right, Eshon.
Once again, you're forcing me into this prediction business. But I mean, knowing me, I wouldn't want to predict, but also give you some pointers, right? So at this adults conversion rate, that has been a very big issue. All the 4 times they went into the finals, they had just 1, right? And even the 4 times, I think 2 of them, they were last. I stand to be corrected, but I think 2 of them, they were last. So at this adults, I think sometimes I feel they just want to go to the finals and be there, right? Now, judging from previous contests and the competition so far, because I mean, so far we've had a very good idea of how these people are. Now, note, in this year, every final at this school has been to they've won. So 1, regional championships, right? So they've won that regional championships. Presec went into the final, they won, okay? Prempeh went into the final in Ashanti region, they lost. Okay. No, did they?
I don't think Prempeh made it to the
Yeah,
final.
they didn't
were beaten by Opokuwari, I think.
Yeah. So they didn't even, they weren't even close, right? So
they weren't even close.
But this is a very interesting, now, at this adults final issue, Prempeh has a very interesting final record. They go, they make. If you ask me, based on what I've seen so far, I'll give it to Presec. I think it will be
No,
present. But
based
at
on
this
what
school,
you've seen so far, is it too sharp
no,
summary?
from in this
Okay,
competition this year. But also, my disco malam first still
But their
stands.
malam doesn't work at
In the final.
Not
yeah.
necessarily.
You may
okay.
never know.
Maybe
You
this
may
is the
never.
year that they
The malam
working
goes
well.
And something I think is worth mentioning is that the guy who contested today wasn't their main contestant.
Oh,
He was the
okay.
sub.
But the sub they are level-headed.
The dynamic of the contest changed for this school from their last contest because the two people that started the previous one, I remember a lot of people were disappointed after that contest.
Rightly so.
Today they came with a fresh pair of legs, or should I say,
A new set.
a new brain, and it made a difference. They had this understanding on stage. They were calm. They were more,
Composer.
the teamwork looked a bit more improved, and so I think the confidence that this resilient win has given them is going to add something to their disco team at the final. I think that my impression of their disco team from the regional championship was that they were a very confident team, and so I remember how down they were when they won their quarterfinals with low scores, and how their teacher just kept telling them that, see, every contest is different.
It's different,
Raise
yeah.
your heads up.
Contest,
So
like,
this
specific.
new dynamic this is not their disco team we've been seeing. This is a new and refreshed disco team, and no one should write them off.
Write them off.
Especially with the malam in their, back pockets.
But your last words, final words.
My last words.
Yes.
Best wishes to all school and also supporters, please.
Prempeh College.
Please, we beg, especially the Kumasi school, the Prempeh College. We know you are going to come and pack the auditorium. Please try as much as possible and compose yourselves. Let the contestants think.
It's funny how, at the beginning of the contest, they don't want to comport themselves. And when it doesn't go well, then
They start going themselves.
they start living like snails. Aaron, your final words.
Yeah, so a quick good evening to some pre-seconds. I mean, that there's BNI and Stewart went to PC. He doubted PC going, but I think so far it's been good. The finals, I think, is going to be interesting, and I think a set of people have to give shout outs to our social media audience. They've been
Sure,
very
they've been amazing, yeah.
very, 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 very amazing.
We love the Prudential team.
I know, right?
Then and they worry a lot about the Prudential Life Manager.
Prudential was trending.
So yeah, but I mean, this year has been great. I think I've seen a lot of exciting contests this year, and it's been a great journey so far. Great journey so far.
Okay, Adiaba, close us.
My final words are that all the best to all the three schools. I'm a little disappointed that there isn't a possibility that a new school will win the trophy, but my central region bias is behind at this school.
I know, right?
So hopefully, but I won't be surprised if either Prempeh or Presec because
wins.
phenomenal performance.
There's a record to be broken.
Yes.
The sixth time.
Whoever wins this particular
It's a
year has
record
a statement
to make.
So it's going to be a beautiful, engaging, and competitive contest. And I hope that whatever happens, we all have a good time. We keep our comments very, PG-13. Let's make them tasteful on social media. Let's have a good time on social media. Let's not move the conversation in too many extremes.
And enough of the assaults.
Yes.
Yes,
Let's just have a good time. It's NSMQ. It's not anything.
Any giddy. Yeah. Okay, Charlie. Thank you guys for coming. It's a wrap for us. Before we go, I'd like to remind you that the 2022 edition of the National Science of Maths Quiz is proudly brought to you by the GES in partnership with Absa Bank and supported by Joy News, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, GNPC, Dano Milk, Newmont Ghana, Academic City University College, Accra College of Medicine, Zipline, Studio HT, and YFM. Catch us on the 26th. This is a primetime production. Thank you.